Hi there, you're with Simon here at English Coach, and today I'm here to talk to you a little bit about overcoming your life problems. Now, overcoming your life problems, I've put into three steps. All of them are partially connected. The first step is your own desires. And what do I mean when I say your own desires? I mean focusing on those things that you want to happen in your life. When you put more emphasis on other people's desires, when you put more emphasis on things that are connected to responsibility or obligation, you neglect your own personal desires. Your own personal desires have to have priority. When they don't have priority, we see certain types of destructive behavior, abusing alcohol, abusing drugs, abusing people, and other other things. Whereas people who take care of their own personal desires, or at least begin the journey toward realizing their personal desires, can be healthier. And even though equilibrium or balance is a bit of a myth, you could get closer to being something describable as balance or equilibrium in terms of your physical and mental health and your ability to deal with problems in your life. So, overcoming the problems of your life really do depend on how you form and develop your desires. I'm not talking about weekend desires. I'm not talking about things that you want in one day. I'm talking about things you want in the months and the years ahead during your life. Things that you would really like to have in the future, and things that you think are going to absolutely change everything for you, that are going to inspire you. Some of those things may not be realistic. That is why those things need to be developed, because finding the real desires, the things that are going to give you ongoing power and energy and fire to confront all the problems of your life, need to be understood as healthy and powerful desires. Okay? Extract expectation. This is the second point. If you expect to meet some kind of deadlines or create some perfect scheme or plan, and if you cannot attain that scheme or plan, then you will give up. You should not start in the beginning. The desires that I'm talking about are imminent or inevitable, but they could take from anywhere from 2 months or 10 years. The question is, they are not things that you will give up on, or are they things that you will give up on? If they are not things that you will give up on, they will give you lasting energy and learning as you slowly attain them. And when you attain them, you will get satisfaction, maybe only momentary satisfaction, but from there you will create your next step or your next desire, which will connect with that desire and give you just as much power as you go through that. In the meantime, if your expectations grow very big, you will sabotage yourself and your aims and goals will have zero value, because expectation causes pain and causes a great sense of disappointment and failure. When those things don't exist for people who see the future and walk toward the future and make it come real. This life that we live in is not static. Everything can be moved by your will alone. It doesn't matter how many people you think you need to please. The last point here that I'm going to talk to you about is prepare to be mediocre. A lot of the things that you need to do, which means things like creating habits, boring habits of discipline, and habits that you don't necessarily think you should have, that either improve your health or your intellect or your positive approach to life. These habits need to be introduced into your life, but you may see them as mediocre. You may see yourself as having to adopt a more severe or more strict way of doing things so that you can get to your goal faster. Again, this is connected with expectation, because expectation leads us to believe that the faster we get to the goal, the better, and the more perfect the goal is, the better we are. And it's all a lie, because mediocrity is absolutely necessary for you to become unique. You cannot become unique without being mediocre. You cannot become one of those super nerds that gets to control everything if you've never been bullied, or you've never had your dreams ripped apart and then picked up the pieces again, restudied it, reformed it, and put it back into application. I'm sorry, but if you have never been mediocre, you have no future. If you were perfect in school, your trajectory is a downward one, a negative one. If you think you're perfect, you don't have a very good future ahead of you, because you can only maintain that. You cannot grow anywhere because you've already attained everything. That's why the idea of perfection and balance don't really exist in reality. Nothing is static. When you are the best this year, some other hotshot will come next year and show you that you're not the best anymore, and then you'll fall down and feel sorry for yourself, and you'll forget about your desires and forget about your ambition, and you'll go backwards. So the message of today is, don't chase perfection, chase your desires. Destroy your expectations and be willing to be mediocre until you become unique. Unique is not about perfection. It's just about having such a beautiful difference that people prefer your way or your product or your idea better than everything else. Thank you for listening today, and I'll see you next time on English Coach.